Frederick Jones, Classroom Management Theorist, by Kezia Lancico. Frederick Jones's background. Dr. Frederick Jones received his PhD in clinical psychology from the University of California in Los Angeles. He worked as the head of the Neuropsychiatric Institute at the UCLA Medical Center, where he developed methods of helping children with severe emotional disorders. He was among the first to research and develop classroom management in both the regular education classrooms and special education classrooms. He not only specializes in work with schools, but also with families. Dr. Jones was not a teacher, but he spent countless hours observing various classrooms. Based on his research, he wrote 3 books about classroom management called The Positive Classroom Discipline, Positive Classroom Instruction, and Tools for Teaching. His most recent book, Tools for Teaching, is an updated book about classroom management. Now let's take a look at his curriculum model. Dr. Jones's curriculum model is called the Positive Classroom Discipline Model. His main emphasis is on overall group behavior. Dr. Jones also emphasizes the prevention of discipline problems and believes in training children to be responsible. Dr. Jones believes that this places discipline management within a positive and affirming context. Dr. Jones believes that discipline should not be punishment, but rather it should be a way of teaching students how to behave appropriately in different situations. His model is based on 3 assumptions. 1, that children need to be controlled to behave properly. 2, teachers can achieve control through nonverbal cues and movements to bring one closer physically to the students. And 3, that parents and administrators can be used to gain control over student behavior. Let's look at the 4 major components of Dr. Jones's positive classroom discipline model. The first component is classroom structure. Classroom structure deals with the seating, the rules, routines, procedures, as well as the incentives set up in the classroom. Dr. Jones believes that all students should be facing the board with the teacher in the back of the room. The second component is limit setting. Dr. Jones believes that effective discipline begins on emotional level. That when a teacher disciplines a student in a calm manner, they convey strength. But when a teacher disciplines a student when they are upset, they convey weakness. The third component is responsibility training. Responsibility training is about building patterns of cooperation, and Dr. Jones advocates for the use of the preferred activity time, also known as PAT. PAT should be activities that are enjoyed by all students and can also be tied to academics. Dr. Jones believes that PAT helps students learn while still giving them the power to choose. PAT is when students can earn points to play a fun and academic activity. They can do activities such as projects, games, or even simply have some reading time. This type of incentive is about choice, not rewards. Dr. Jones believes that PAT allows students to take on responsibility through positive reinforcement. The last component is the backup system. The backup system is a type of consequence system that is set up in the classroom. For example, having students pull a card, sending a letter home, or having your administration get involved when a student is misbehaving. Now let's look at how Dr. Jones's model ties in with scripture or is aligned with scripture in Ellen White's writings. In Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4, it reads, "Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord." I believe that Dr. Jones's model focuses on a positive way to discipline students in a calm manner without anger. He also uses responsibility training. And in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6, it says, "Direct your children onto the right path, and when they are older, they will not leave it." Training students to be responsible is important not only in their current classrooms, but also in their future lives as they grow as adults. Dr. Jones also strongly advocates for cooperation in the classroom. And in Amos chapter 3, verse 3, it asks the question, can two people walk together without agreeing on the direction? And I think the answer to that is no. So within the classroom, when students work together and cooperate with each other, they can help the class as a whole be successful and work towards a common goal. It also says in Ellen White's writing, in her book Education, chapter 33, that cooperation should be the spirit of the schoolroom, the law of its life. Let the older assist the younger, and the strong the weak. So, within the classroom, Ellen White points out the importance and significance of cooperation within the room by all students as well as the teacher. And last but not least, Dr. Jones talks about choice in his preferred activity time. Choice is very important. And as Christians, God has given us the freedom of choice. He doesn't force us to do anything. He tells us what is right and what is wrong, and we have the freedom to choose which way we will go. And with that being said, Ellen White in Education, chapter 34, says to direct the child's development without hindering it by undue control should be the study of both parent and teacher. Too much management is as bad as too little. So, giving our students freedom of choice is very important because giving them that choice enables them to have a power and allows them to feel confident in their learning and knowing that they can do things that they also enjoy within the classroom. Now, how can I apply what I've learned about Dr. Jones's model in my classroom? I think the preferred activity time would be very valuable in a multi-grade classroom because each grade level can have their own activities that they work towards on a specific day. So for example, 6th graders can have their specific activity, 7th graders can have a different one, and 8th graders can have a different one. So by doing this, each grade level gets to work together and grow as a team. And on another day, we can have an activity set out for the whole class where all 3 grades can come together and learn from each other and build each other up. I also think time transitions is very important because Dr. Jones talks about teachers wasting time during the class time. And I think it's important to make sure that we utilize every minute that we have to teach these students. And time transitions is a way to help students to move from one activity or to go from recess back to the classroom in an orderly, fast pace to make sure that we are utilizing every single minute. I also think it's important for there to be cooperation between the grade levels. And as I said before, using this model can help increase teaching time as opposed to wasting it on dealing with students with behavior problems or other classroom management difficulties. Thank you.